Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're grabbing our tech investigator hats and diving into the literal bedrock of Web3, verifying on-chain data. We are going to walk through a fascinating case study on how to really do your own research, the whole DYOR thing, using the source material provided on ConnectUnited and its associated impact blockchain projects.
So let's just address the elephant in the room right away. The source document tackles this head-on with a massive question. Is ConnectUnited a scam? Well, in the Web3 space, we don't trust promises, right? We verify data. Look, it's incredibly easy for literally anyone to write a flashy white paper, but it's a whole lot harder to fake on-chain reality. Our goal today is to impartially look at the provided data and see exactly what the numbers tell us.
Here is our investigator's checklist for today. First, verifying blockchains. Second, analyzing tokenomics. Third, auditing governance. And finally, checking the external reality.
Okay, step 1. Verifying blockchains.
Look, if the blockchain itself isn't independently verifiable, honestly, nothing else matters. So we're looking directly at the live Elevate Scan Block Explorer for the native WIN Layer 1 chain. Just look at the real-time data here. We're talking over 1.8 million total blocks, nearly 338,000 total transactions, and north of 33,000 total addresses. You can jump in and actively verify real-time transactions, wallet balances, and network utilization right here, right now. This instantly tells us we're looking at a functional, active base layer that's actually processing data.
And we can absolutely verify their Ethereum interoperability, too. By checking out Etherscan, we can see the bridged ERC20 WIN token has over 10,500 holders and more than 124,000 transfers on the Ethereum side alone. Why does that matter? Well, bridging to Ethereum provides DeFi interoperability. It means the project isn't just operating in a silo. It has a real, verifiable footprint on one of the world's most trusted and heavily scrutinized public networks.
Moving right along to step 2. Analyzing node-based tokenomics.
Now that we know the chain is verified, let's follow the money. Checking the official governance documentation, we can verify the hard cap is set at exactly 50 billion WIN tokens. But the really important thing to look for is how those tokens actually enter the ecosystem. Take a look at the distribution schedule for node operator proof of action rewards. It starts at 12.5 billion in year 1, then cuts in half to 6.25 billion in year 2, and so on. This adaptive halving mechanism is fully documented on chain, which means this progressive distribution through node operators isn't arbitrary. It is purely mathematical and totally predictable.
And here is a totally crucial point. There were absolutely no initial coin offerings and 0 venture capital rounds. This structure ensures that tokens are earned by folks actually running the infrastructure, rather than being some VC cash grab pre-allocated to a bunch of insiders. Ownership is distributed strictly to the community members who are actively supporting the network, instead of just early speculators hoping for a quick flip.
All right, step 3, auditing governance.
Let's be real, decentralized is probably the most overused buzzword in all of crypto. So let's run a rapid 3-minute on-chain audit to transparently verify community votes without relying on any central authority. The sheer beauty of on-chain voting is that you don't have to take my word for it or anyone else's. It's a simple process. Step 1, you just go to the smart contract page for the proposal. Step 2, open any transaction hash. Think of that like a digital receipt. And step 3, verify the status and the method of that transaction. Once you click into that transaction hash, just check the status and method section. If you see the word vote right there, boom, that transaction represents a verified vote. Every single vote is a digital receipt permanently recorded directly on-chain, proving the governance outcome is 100% transparent. You can see the exact wallet address that submitted the vote, plus the exact timestamp. It literally leaves 0 room for any kind of backend manipulation. Now, this whole shebang is governed by what's called the Decentralized Governance Framework, or DGF for short. This framework acts like a shield against bad actors and makes sure decisions actually reflect the collective interests of the node owners. It's essentially a coordination protocol made up of the community itself, ensuring that the rules of the network are managed transparently and collectively, rather than being controlled by some shadowy central authority. And finally, step 4, checking the external reality and ecosystem. A network can have the most perfect tokenomics and governance in the world, but if it has absolutely 0 real-world application, well, then it's really just an academic exercise. So rather than relying on white paper hype, we can verify core functioning products like the Blockbot AI dashboard and the Learn to Earn Blockchain Academy. We're looking at active, living user interfaces for a working AI chatbot integration and educational modules. This absolutely confirms that development energy is being spent on creating tangible, real user experiences.
And zooming out to look across the wider ecosystem, we can find at least 12 associated brands pushing live products, with even more on the way. I'm talking about brands like Switch, Galvan, Grow, Nourishmart, Green, PowerPay, Rally, R-Link, and there's even a live game called Adventure World. This all comes together to form what is deliberately called a D-ecosystem. Basically, it's an ecosystem built with positive impact right at its core, moving way, way beyond just a single utility.
For the ultimate third-party validation, we have to verify the market listings. Finding the WIN token tracked by major independent data aggregators like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and DexScreener proves that it is in fact actively trading on the open market. It's subject to real-world volume and authentic price discovery. Now, let's talk about the element of time. Scam projects simply do not last 9 years, right? They generally get in, take the money, and vanish into the night. Yet we can independently verify a public trail for ConnectUnited starting way back from its 2016 domain registration, right through to an active Instagram presence starting in 2021, its official YouTube channel kicking off in 2023, all the way to today's active global node network. We all know ghost socials are a massive red flag in crypto, but here, the data shows a track record of consistent, long-term, transparent communication, including weekly AMAs and monthly community calls.
So let's wrap this up. With a verifiable native and interoperable chain, strictly documented mathematical tokenomics, real structural decentralization through the DGF, and a massive track record proving it's a healthy, growing decosystem, the foundation is laid out plain as day.
So, verifiable block explorers, node distribution, and 12 live products genuinely point us to a super healthy ecosystem. The final verdict? Based on our research, we feel this is a solid project, far from a scam. If you want to continue your DYOR, you could dig deeper, as this is not an exhaustive list. Who's next?